What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chish Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Woman shares a story about the time she almost ruined her marriage by acting like an emotional child. This video is titled, "The Time I Walked Out on My Husband in Nigeria." I'm not wasting time. Let's get it.
Let me tell you about a time I tried to leave my husband in Nigeria and walk away from him.
You're listening.
So we were out and about and we got into an argument, and I can't really remember what the argument was about now, but I remember I was really mad, and we were almost home, and I asked him to pull over. I told him, I said, just let me out this car, just, I'll walk. So after saying that over and over again and then trying to get out the car my own self, he stopped the car and he was like, okay, get out. And even though I knew where I was at, I was like, I thought I knew where I was at. I was, it seemed like we were close to where we were going.
Right.
And I could walk from there. So I got out of the car, not knowing at the time that my phone was connected to his hotspot, and I wouldn't have any service. So as I was packing my things to get out the car, I was saying what I had to say to him, fussing him and things like that. And he was saying, what he had to say to me. And I got out the car like, oh well. So he pulls off. And so I started, trying to use my phone, and it just hit me, okay, I don't have any network. So I'm like, oh my God, did he really leave me?
Yes.
So I started to panic. So this couple was walking like towards us, and I guess they heard us arguing, and they were looking at me like I was crazy, like I was a mad woman, because I was yelling. And so after Zeki pulled off, I was like, excuse me, can I use your phone? And they were just looking at me like something was wrong with me, like I had two heads or something. Because I was really showing out, y'all. I was showing out.
Sounds like she was yelling and talking, crazy to her husband in Nigeria. It sounds like it was also one of her first times there, if not her first time, talking crazy, demanding to be let out in a country and acting highly emotional in a place where you don't really know anybody. But
they just kept walking. They didn't stop. They didn't say like, what's wrong? They were just looking like, what is wrong with this lady? And and usually, y'all know I don't really talk in public, but I was talking that day, and I was like, excuse me, did y'all hear me? Can I use your phone? I just need to use your phone. And you would have thought that they were deaf, because they were just like walking and staring at me and totally ignoring what I was asking them to do.
Yep.
So after I saw that, no one was going to help me, and I was afraid to ask anybody else to use their phone, I started walking in the direction that I thought that he was going. And when I got to the place where I thought where my turn was, I noticed it was not the same place. It looked like the place, but it was not the same place. So I really didn't know where I was at. So at this point, I'm lost. Again, I started to panic. I was like, oh my God, where am I at? I was like, Lord, please, please. And I'm still pressing this phone like it's really going to work. So after standing there, I just stood there because I didn't want to go somewhere where he couldn't find me. So I just stood there, and I was just crying, and I was like, what in the world? Why did I even get out the car? And how can he just leave me like this? I was so mad.
How could he just leave you like this when you're the one that decided to act up? When you're the one that demanded to get thrown out of the car? Let's keep listening.
So after being there for probably about a half hour or so, I just started like yelling.
Looking crazy?
I was acting a fool. I started yelling, and I was like, can someone help me? I was hot. I was bothered. I wanted some water, and I was fed up. I was pissed off. I was so mad at him. I was like, how could he just leave me like this? So, like I said, after a while, he came back, and it was probably like 30 minutes later. He came back, and he was like, "Get in the car." And I was like, "No, I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not going anywhere with you. I'm going back home. Just take me to the airport." He was like, "Okay, I'll take you to the airport. Just get in the car." I was like, "No," and I'm still being stubborn. The way that sun was beaming down on me, and how thirsty I was, and how irritated I was not about to let him pull off again, because he showed me the first time that he would.
Right.
So
Hey, that was an important point right there. A woman needs to know that you will not put up with emotional behavior, right? And you will not put up with her acting like a child, pretty much. And not being able to control your emotions can ruin your relationship and your marriage. But you have to be willing to walk away.
I'll stand out here for another 30 minutes. So he warned me again. Cammy, get in the car. If you want to go to the airport, I'll take you to the airport, but just get in the car. And I was like, just standing there, not saying anything, just staring at him. He said, "I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to get in the car." And when I tell you, it was seconds before that 2 minutes was up. He was the wheels was rolling. I was like, "Let me in."
Dog.
Y'all, you should have seen me try to jump in that car. You would think I was one of the actors on the Dukes of Hazzard. I was trying to jump in that car so quick. And I was like, you know what? I say, "Take me to the airport right now."
Acting like she's back in the U.S.
Right now. He started driving off, and when he turned, I saw exactly where we were. And we were I was like right around the corner from the place that we were going to. So everything clicked on me. I just turned too quick, so it didn't look familiar. And he said, "Kimmy, I was right there watching you the whole time." He said, "I saw you acting the fool, talking to yourself, yelling and screaming." He was like, "You holler too much, oh." He said, "You holler too much." And I was like, I'm still staring at him because I'm still mad. I was like, "Go get me some water, please. Please, just give me some water." Acting really entitled, and just I was acting up. And then he was like, he didn't get me the water, and he was like, "Just hold on." He said, "Hold on." I said, "Ziggy, I'm thirsty. I've been standing in the sun." He said, "Whose problem is that? Whose problem?"
Yours?
He said, "Y'all American women are too entitled." He said, "You cannot act like that. You cannot act like that."
Y'all American women are too entitled. Yes. Do not go to Africa acting like that. You will learn. You will learn. You will learn.
I'm telling you, the more he spoke, the more I got angry. But then I got to thinking, do I want to stand in the sun again? Or do I want to just be in this car with some AC and then eventually get some water? I will never, ever, ever do that again. I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson. I had my tantrum for that day, but honey, that Nigerian heat is no joke. And these African men are stubborn. You can't get away with the same kind of wahala that you do here with the men in the States. I'm telling you. So if you're in an argument, don't get out the car. Stay in the car.
Thought she was gonna treat her Nigerian husband, like she is back in the U.S. dealing with most of these guys out here that don't drink coffee, right? We know this. And as somebody who took my fiance to Zambia when I proposed, it's a different experience. It's a different experience, and they learn real quick, man, when they go to a foreign country. Listen. I'm going to jump straight into another video by another woman who's talking about the importance of women being able to control their emotions with their men. Let's listen.
Don't mess around and lose a good man because you're a toddler in your emotions. And practical advice that I would give to just growing in your emotional maturity, stability, right? Being grounded emotionally. It's like just as much as you fight to be cute, to be a boss chick, fight to be a peacemaker. Fight to be a person that can go in a room and stabilize it. Fight to be the nurturer that you are. You're a nurturer. And that's something that, even though I believe that we're created to be that way, it's still something you have to wake up and be intentional about. So practically going out of your way, reading those books, watching those YouTubes. I remember a moment that I had with my husband, and we were in the house, and I could see in his eyes, I'm like, oh, he's about to leave me. He's gone. He's tired of me emasculating him. He's tired of my inability to just shut up, hear his point, and not cut him off. And when I saw that look in his eyes, I said, wait a minute. It's a woman that will hop over me to get to you. Let me get this together. And so practically just literally getting up and, okay, why am I this way? Oh, I saw my mama do this. Okay, let me break this generational thing. Let me get my prayer back. Let me start watching some YouTube, some older women that went through this. How did they navigate being able to grow in their emotions? And so practically, like, just be aggressive about your emotional maturity.
There you guys go. See, the good news here is that both of these women kept their husbands because they eventually were able to humble themselves and learn from their mistakes. Let's check out some of these comments, man. See what the people have to say. First commenter here says, emotional intelligence is extremely underrated. It's also refreshing to hear someone take ownership of their behavior and how they made the other person feel. Great take. Another comment here from somebody else says, nothing like a healthy woman making healthy talking points. And by the way, let me give a shout out to the second woman there. It seemed like she had a production. It's Wifed Up Now What? Wifed Up Now What? I believe that's what I see written right there. So you can go check out that platform. Let me keep going. And you know what? I'll try to see if I can find a link. I don't always have links for these videos. I'll try to see if I can include a link there in the pinned comment. Somebody else here says, did I hear accountability? Somebody else here added, so many women need to listen to you because they don't recognize that you can wear a man down mentally and emotionally to all the drama you bring in his life. This is a very important point. A lot of chicks today, because we live in this world where men aren't different from women. Men might as well be women today based on how many of them are choosing to act, right? Giving into that feminine agenda to feminize men, and women might as well be men today based on how they're trying to flip the script. But a lot of women don't understand that men can't handle the same type of emotional turmoil. They go through with their girlfriends. They go through with the people in their lives. Men can't handle that. A woman will always beat you when it comes to emotions. She will break you down. I remember a video of a gentleman who clearly stated and outlined this, but it's very true. They will break you down. You cannot compete with a woman in the area of emotion. So that acting out and up and down and drama, crying back like continuously, these women are crazy, bro. They will cry, act up the next day. Hey, how you doing? Right? And you're sitting there looking at them like, last night. But too many of those moments, and a man's about to lose his mind, and a man can't afford to lose his mind. The same way you can constantly lose yours and regain it. Save that for your girlfriend. Save that for other women who can handle that type of emotional drama. Here's another comment that says, so you saw your man was tired and you went into action immediately. Amazing. Wait to share. Another woman here says, girl, listen, it was me with the accusations, insecurities, anxiety from the things that people did to me in the past. God set me free when I let these things go. Instead of arguing, now I spend more time praying over my honey more than everything because he needs God more than anything, and so do I. Another comment here says, it's crazy watching this. I had to let go of a woman I truly loved off this very point. Going no contact. It was just too much, this male commenter says. I pray for the generational curses to end and for there to be peace, because if not, I'll be okay being by myself. It reminds me of that verse from the Bible. It is better to dwell on the rooftop than to live dwell in the wilderness. Let me see here. I'll see if I can find it. We're going to ask our trusted barista AI, Miss Coffee. I'm always excited when I get to use Miss Coffee. Last time she had attitude, she couldn't even help us. But let's see if she if she can help us now. Let me see here.
The Bible verse about living with a quarrelsome woman is Proverbs chapter 21 verse 9, which states, "It is better to live in a corner of the housetop than in a house shared with a quarrelsome woman." Proverbs chapter 21 verse 9 ESV. This verse emphasizes the idea that it is preferable to have a peaceful and harmonious living environment than to dwell in a contentious and argumentative household. It highlights the importance of avoiding strife and conflict in one's home.
Thank you, Miss Coffee. All right, guys, there you go. Regardless of what you may think of the Bible, it's obvious that there is coffee in some of these parables. Even long ago, they realized that you can't argue. A man cannot match and deal with a woman when it comes to arguments and being quarrelsome and dealing with a contentious woman. Guys, as always, I'm curious to know, what do you think? Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you as always for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pot. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.